So much insanity. So much insanity. I'm going to put a link to this one news report where they say, how in the world did this happen? And then the Japanese saying, I guess, is, this is unforeseen. We could never see this one coming. Fault line, 55, nuclear power plant, and you couldn't see this one coming? Might I suggest it's the education that you're using, it's the intelligence that you're using that said this was a good idea. And somehow you're going to beat nature. It's sort of like block and deal, like our medical system. Never solve the problem, just block and deal. Sort of like AA. I have a problem that I'm never going to solve, but I'm just not going to drink and think that that's a cure. Why not solve the problem? What's the cause of you needing that drink? You know, if we stopped ignoring all of these problems and actually solve some problems, we might see a different experience. One of the insanity things that I'm seeing is Japan's going, and my heart goes out to them. I, love every single human, even the stupid ones, even the ones that are lacking intelligence. Love, love, love ya. Love my enemies. Anybody that's hating me, love you anyways. Forgive you, for you know not what you're doing. But the insanity that I'm seeing is that there's a lot of people there that are saying, help us, help us, help us. And it's like, this is a time where you need to help yourself. You got 55 nuclear plants there. Every single one of them need power to make sure that they're safe. And if you get a tsunami or an earthquake that you're not smart enough to anticipate shutting off your power, then those nuclear power plants are not safe, which is what's happening now. Last report could be wrong, but it sounds like the only way that they're able to flood that reactor right now with salt water is because they have a battery that only has another 8 hours left. So after 8 hours, if they haven't cooled that sucker off, it's going to blow. And when one blows, the other one's going to blow, then the other one's going to blow. It's going to affect a lot of them. I do not see anybody in Japan saying we're going to shut all of these nuclear reactors down. Save yourself. Now is the time to save yourself and shut your own freaking power off. And yes, it's going to be a rough ride without any power, but maybe this is the time where we start using some really good intelligence. We do have free energy, but maybe this is the time that it gets some funding so we can get some energy out there that is healthier. It does exist, but you're going to kill anybody that comes forward with it. Now might be the time that you start funding it so we can give it to you. But you want to be the guy with all of the money. You want to be the one that's making all of this energy to the point of your own destruction. And frankly, 55 nuclear plants on a fault line, that the earthquakes are still coming. You still have tsunami warnings. The sun is still, is definitely showing signs that it's, when that sun is doing what it's doing, you can predict that there's going to be an earthquake, and there's lots of predictions coming that it's going to get a lot worse. So what you're not realizing is that while you're not helping yourself, you're actually killing off the whole freaking planet. When you go down, we go down with you, and then we got nothing to help you with. So it's like, you got to help yourself, and then we will help you. But if you don't help yourself, and you're going to kill the hand that's sort of helping you, what else is going to be there? How do we get help when we're all in the same boat? So it just seems like time to get sane, not insane. And we've got to kind of realize everything we're doing is dead wrong, which does not mean we don't know what's right. If you can describe a problem, that means you actually can describe the solution. How can you describe something wrong if you don't know what the solution actually is? We need better sources of energy. Why kill people off that have really good ideas for free energy? And it's not really rocket science. I can see the logic that's being used in some of the technology that I've seen out there. If the planet perpetuates going around and around and around, all on its own, naturally, then there's a reason. There's something there that you just don't understand. But a lot of other really smart, out-of-the-box people have figured it out. Planet goes around the sun all the time, perpetually. Something's making that happen. We can do that too. It's not rocket science. You just have to want to see it. You have to want to understand it. And then you have to use it. The problem is this type of free energy, nobody's profiting off of it. That's the biggest problem, is as soon as a good idea comes up, somebody wants to harness it and profit off of it. The problem with free energy, nobody's going to profit off it because it's free. And you know what? That means we all live and not die. But the way we're doing it right now, the way you get your energy is how many ways you can die. You want to die by oil? Look at the Gulf. Ain't exactly safe. And it's not even the BP. I mean, they've been poisoning themselves. There's so much pollution out there that they wanted to ignore and wanted to let everything go through, to the point where BP came in and it's like, no problem here, no oil here, except for the dispersants, and everybody's going to start dying off right there. But they don't want to help themselves out either. So you're asking the ones that don't want to help themselves to help another person that doesn't want to help themselves out. It's like insanity helping insanity out. Which one is sane? Again, I would like to say, if Red Cross has that much money, you might want to learn how to make one loaf of bread be able to feed the whole planet. When you know how to do that, then you're doing something smart. But right now, I'm just seeing you help yourself, and you're there for the fundraiser, and as soon as all that fundraiser's gone, so is Red Cross. They always seem to leave after the money is gone, and people are still left there, and nobody knows about it because the media soundbite just isn't there. Let's talk to Haiti. Pretty sure they're a little pissed off with Red Cross not doing, solving some of the main issues that need to be solved. I'd say it cracks me up all the time, but it's not a funny picture. We need to learn how to save ourselves. There's no aliens, no God is going to come and save us. We got to be saving ourselves and do the right thing. Shut those friggin' nuclear power plants off. It's probably causing most of these earthquakes and you don't even realize it. 8 hours. 8 hours left. See what happens then. Life does find a way. For those that want to do the right thing, more than likely, you're going to find a way to survive. Peace out.